Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just turned the extra light on. It's Diego, and I started 4 minutes early. I got people waiting, and I don't want you all to be hanging out there. So let's start the live stream here from the Panhandle of Florida, near Pensacola, north of Navarre Beach. Now, my name's Diego, and my beautiful prometida is Karina, and she lives as a legal resident in Bogota, Colombia, but she's originally from Caracas, Venezuela. Now let's talk about police certificates. Let's talk. Daggy, hello Diego. Hi Daggy. How is Daggy? If you, Miss Beneficiary, Mr. Beneficiary, lived in a country other than the one you live in, you got to get a police certificate from that country if it was for 6 months or longer. And PB has already given me a super chat for some Mountain Dew. But guess what, PB? Look right here. You're keeping me in stock. Now, I'm going to toast PB for his wonderful super chat so I can stay in Mountain Dew during this live stream because it's hot work. I got this light here. I got this light here. I got this light here. I got the lit. Well, this light I didn't switch on, but I got lots of lights. Plus, it's like what 89 degrees out here. So a salute to Pete B for the Mountain Dew. Excuse me, guys, for drinking Mountain Dew. And let's see, we got Jim Ganesh. Hi, Diego. Hope all is well. Everything is fantastic. Pete B kept me in Mountain Dew for another week. Tina. Hello, Diego. Hey, Tina. What's going on, Tina? Fabienne. Hi, Mr. Diego. Pete B. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, Pete B, you got, here it is, Mountain Dew. Free advertising. Abdali Keita, 111 days, still no welcome letter. Abdali, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it this week. It can't be much longer. 111 days is too long. Send an inquiry every day. Dear MVC, where is my welcome letter? Food, health, and travel. Hello, how are you doing? Food, health, and travel. I'm doing fantastic. I'm well stocked up in Mountain Dew. Ran, hi Diego. Hope you're doing well. Doing good. Fantastic. Karina's doing fantastic. She's watching from Bogota. Veronica Hoft. Hello, Diego and Karina from the island of Tonga. Wow, Veronica, you're in Tonga, the island of Tonga. How beautiful. How lucky are you? What an experience to be able to live in Tonga. Daggy, is a question. How long will it take to get the embassy instruction? The embassy, you mean the packet 4? Also, we do DS-160 without instruction. Daggy, you do the DS-160 when you get the ready status. When the embassy's ready for you, okay? And I was on the phone with the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia today, getting their act together. Brian and Jacqueline, high five! Thank you for that fantastic super chat. So Pete B, Brian, and Jacqueline are keeping me in Mountain Dew for the first 2 weeks of August. I won't run out of Mountain Dew until the middle of August now. Thank you, Brian and Jacqueline. Daggy, when you get the ready status, you're going to get a packet 4 from the embassy explaining to you what to do. They're going to explain it to you. Okay? Every embassy, they seem to have their own way of doing things. The embassy in Mumbai seems to be a little different from the embassy in Pakistan, in Islamabad. I'll help you, Daggy. Relax. Just relax. Ashley Santana. Hi, Diego. I contacted the MVC for an update after USCIS approval on June 12, 2023. MVC says they have not received my case. Okay. Also stated that approval should be sent from USCIS within 6 weeks. Yeah, Ashley, you're good. You just got to wait for the MVC to get it. Okay, you just got to wait. Get Karina and I, our approval, our K1 visa sitting on a shelf at USCIS. And then apparently USCIS shipped the visas every 2 weeks to the MVC. Did our visa get shipped to the MVC? I don't know. I don't care. I just know that there's a 90-day wait. And I'm at probably, let's see, May 30th, so June, middle of July. I still got until September to worry about it. I'm just going to wait till September 1st. And by September 1st, if I haven't heard from the NVC, I'm going to be plowing them with inquiries. Where is it at? Just like I was blowing up the phone to the U.S. Embassy in Bogota today. But Brian and Jacqueline, thank you so much for that super chat. Pete B, thank you. That means a lot to me, okay, guys? It's hot here in Florida. Whew, I'm sweating, mainly because of the lights. Let's see. Adam Holdeman. Is the NVC going to send a case number for my beneficiary and a separate for my K2? No. Your K2 is a derivative of your K1. So, Adam, when you filed your I-129F, okay, your beneficiary's child or children were included on the I-129F as a K2 derivative. So when you got your NOA1 letter and your NOA2 letter, or if you have whatever, I don't know how far along you are on the process, but it's not going to show the name of the children or the child on the notice of action letter. Okay, but don't panic. That's okay. Because when you get the ready status, and you have permission to file the DS-160, you're going to file a DS-160 for the beneficiary and for each child. Okay? That's how it works for K2. So you're good. Let me see. So the case number is going to be one case number. Okay? One case number, Adam. You're going to get one case number, one invoice number, boom. Then you're going to process it through the SEAC account, create an account, and then you're going to upload a DS-160 for each child and for your beneficiary. Rand, Diego, I received an invoice ID with 8 numbers and a beneficiary ID also 8 numbers. What are they? I know ID 16, right? Well, when I did my first K1 visa back in 2016, okay, I got a case number right here that was 3 letters, which is the country, okay, or the city of origin, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the total case number, the total digits and letters was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's the case number, 13. Includes three letters. That's what you're going to use right there. I don't think it's changed since 2016. You know, they don't change things that much. Let me see here. Food and health and travel. How much time do Mumbai take for interview? 2 to 3 months. They're doing pretty good in Mumbai, India. They're processing K1 visas. They're doing pretty good. Fresh Skater 24. Hi, Diego. Hope you're having a great day. Doing good. Doing good. I got Mountain Dew until mid-August now. Food, health, and travel. My case is just approved. How much time will it take in total, including everything? Well, I tell me which embassy. I'll give you some idea. I can't remember everybody's embassies, guys. You got to help me out. Do a refresher for me. Diana Figueroa. Hello, Diego. We just got approved today. High five. Good deal, Diana. NOA1, June 3rd, RFE. Yeah, RFE's July 11th. You got it covered, right? You covered the RFE easily. NOA2, July 26th, 2023, which is today. Well, fantastic. That's good news, Diana. Pete B, my lawyer is waiting for his K1 USCIS package to be processed. Thanks to you. Well, I actually can give my lawyer information. I don't charge him. That's good. But your lawyer should know what he's doing. Okay? I know what I'm doing. So I put the channel together for you guys for free. And then I get the super chats for the Mountain Dew and the dinners. And I appreciate that very much. Pete B, I wish I could save you $3,000. Jin Ganesh. Hi, Diego. My fiance doesn't have access to the email address she put on the K1 visa. And she had to get a new number. Will that be a problem for our case? Jin Ganesh. The sponsor, the email address for the sponsor, okay, is important. That's very important. So is your fiance, are you the beneficiary or the sponsor, Jin Ganesh? I can't remember. Forgive me. But if the sponsor's email address is fine, if the beneficiary's email address gets lost in the cloud somewhere, don't worry about it. But what's important is that immigration can contact the sponsor. That's what's important. Okay. At this point, JD, hi Diego, how much more wait for case ready status? My fiance got case number 25 July 23, and I mean, wow. And in meanwhile, what to do instead of just waiting? My police certificate is in process. When to do the medical? Do the medical exam 4 weeks to 3 weeks before the interview. So I'm going to schedule Karina's visa interview in Bogota. Let's suppose then I schedule it for December 15th, okay, of this year, just a guess. Then I will have her medical scheduled 3 weeks before the visa interview. So that will give the doctor time to go over her medical records, check her blood work, etc. Boom. So 2 to 3 weeks before your visa interview is when you should do your medical exam. But I believe in the Philippines, I believe that the U.S. Embassy in Manila requires that you have the medical exam 2 weeks prior to your visa interview. I think, if I remember rightly. Pete B, my lawyer met a beautiful lady from the Philippines. Oh, okay. Well, is this YouTube channel expanding the K1 visa process globally for other people? Alex Mo, after NOA2, it says if after 30 days you don't hear nothing to contact them, do I need to call or when I get notified? Alex Mo, disregard whatever you read on your NOA2 letter. Whatever you read on your NOA2 letter, disregard it. Here's what you need to do. When you get your NOA2 letter, you wait 90 days. That's the magic number, 90 days. After 90 days, then you start sending inquiries to the MVC. Hey, where's my welcome letter? Anicia Carter, hi Diego, how long MVC takes to schedule interviews to the embassy? Well, for a K1 visa, the sponsor has to schedule the interview, not the MVC. The MVC only schedule visa interviews for spousal visas. Are you in a spousal visa? Are you in an IR1, CR1 visa? Rand, another question. The embassy in Iraq, Baghdad, does not receive K1 visas, so can I transfer it to Ankara while it is at MVC? Yes, Rand, you can do that. When you get the welcome letter from the MVC, send an inquiry and tell them, please send my package to the U.S. Embassy in Ankara, Turkey. And I tell you what, I'm going to drink some more Mountain Dew. It's a hot day, guys. So Ankara, Turkey is permissible. And if the embassy in Iraq is not processing K1 visas, ask the MVC to send it to Turkey. Not a problem. You can do that. Countries like Venezuela, Iraq, Syria, those countries, off the top of my head, you can, Iran, another country, you can transfer your K1 visas to another. In Russia is another one. Ukraine. Alex Mo, do you know how long for a visa interview in Dominican Republic? 2 to 3 weeks. The Dominican Republic's pretty quick. I've seen 5 K1 visas go through the U.S. Embassy in the Dominican Republic in the last 2 weeks. I'll make a video about it. Fresh Skater 24, I'm still trying to get an interview date for my fiance in Lagos, but still no available dates. Do you think I can possibly reach out to a senator in my state? No. A senator is not going to help you at this stage get a visa interview. At this point, you got to keep trying. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. Okay? You got to keep trying. The senator can help you if there's a block. Okay? But if the embassy is busy, there's nothing much that the senator can do at this point. So keep trying for the next week, and then check back with me in 2 weeks at the next live stream in 2 weeks, and we'll figure out something to help you. Fabienne Clermont, I have a great advice for you all. Make sure you know everything about your petitioner, fiance for the interview. Yeah, Fabienne, Karina knows everything about me. She knows everything. I don't think there's not I don't think there's anything she doesn't know about me. The immigration officer can ask her anything. You know, how many brothers do I have? Was I married before? The address where we live in Florida. You know, what's my shoe size? What's my favorite color? What's my favorite dinner? My favorite food is Thailand red curry, Thai curry. Let's see. Food and health and travel. I have Mumbai Embassy. It's 2 to 4 months from Mumbai. Juan Cruz. Hey, Diego, we just got approved July 25th. Great. NOA 1, July 5th. Can you still get an RFE from the MVC? No. I did not send intent letter of marriage. If you got your NOA 2 letter and the USCIS didn't catch it, okay, MVC isn't going to give you an RFE. The worst thing they could do is send it back to USCIS and say, hey, where's the letter of intent to get married? Or the MVC may just forward it to the embassy and then make sure you bring those letters of intent to the embassy interview. So right now you're good. May Cruz Madriaga. Hi, Diego. May from the Philippines. Hey, greetings. Just approved early morning, Manila. Just got approved. It's early morning in Manila. NOA 1, July 1st. Let me see. Hold on a second. NOA 2, July 26th. Okay, very good. Diana Figueroa. What's next after NOA 2? Should I get any documents 2 weeks before the interview? Now what you're going to do is you're going to wait for the MVC welcome letter. That's all you're going to do is wait right now. You can get the police certificates if you want and get them translated into English. Start writing your letters of intent to get married, okay? Do that. But don't fill out any I-134s till August. I need to go over the I-134 before you all start filling out I-134s, okay, guys? Let me go over it first, and then we'll do a live stream about it. So Diana, all you're going to do right now is wait for your MVC welcome letter. Rain Zone, hi Diego, I finally got my welcome letter and my ready status, even dead DS-160. Okay, but my embassy has no appointments at this time. Understood. Just got to keep trying, Rain Zone, keep trying. Mr. Nahas, yes, Iraq is not processing K1. Okay, understood. So you're going to if you have a beneficiary in Iraq, okay, put Turkey down as your country, okay, for the embassy. Let's see. Rand, okay, I just received case number via inquiry, so I can send from now another inquiry and ask them to transfer it. Yes, you can. The USCIS and the MVC are not going to ship your K1 visa package to Baghdad, Iraq, if that embassy is not processing visas. They're not going to send it. They're going to hold it and wait for you to tell them what you want to do, okay? And what you want them to do is send it to Turkey. So you're good. But you got to tell them. You got to tell the MVC. Rain Zone, I never got a K3, K4 packet. You have to know if they email it. They email you the notice and they mail you the package too. But to the sponsor, not to the petitioner, to the sponsor. Okay? Now, the petitioner could get the packet 4, but the sponsor's going to get it too. So you just got to let your petitioner, you need to let the beneficiary, let her relax, okay? Don't stress him or her out with all this immigration stuff. Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, you take charge of it, and you take care of all the business that's got to be taken care of. Schedule the visa interview, pay the visa fees, help with the DS-160, okay? Try to keep your beneficiary very calm and not stressing out. Patty Connolly, hi Diego, my son sent his RFE on last Wednesday. Good. It showed delivery on Friday. It isn't showing received on the USCIS. How long should it take? Well, it should take about a week to get processed. It's about a week, Patty. As long as did he send it FedEx, UPS? Do you have proof of? Did he include a G345? I can't remember the name of that form, where you put in your email and text, where they can tell you they received it. But it takes about a week to process it through. Mr. Nahas, don't mind me asking, how long have you been waiting for NVC welcome letter? Well, I got my NOA 2 May 30th. So May 30th, today's what, July 27th? So what's that, 56 days? Still got a ways to go. When I get to lucky number 90, that's when I'm going to start asking what's going on. Right now, I'm not. Right now, I'm just kick back doing YouTube Live for you guys. But I'm not going to worry about it until September. And I'm not going to worry about it in September. That's when I'm going to start inquiring about it. Fresh Skater 24. Will do. Thanks. Awesome. Alex Mo. Thank you so much, Diego. I love the DR videos. There's so much information. You got to get a PO so I can send some Dominican beer. Much love from New York. Alex Mo. Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. Not Dominican beer. Mountain Dew is my favorite beverage. Pete B bought these for me, and I appreciate it. Excuse me for drinking in front of you guys, but I'm thirsty. Let's see. Rand, Mr. Nahas, please, I want to know how long it will take to have an appointment from Ankara Embassy. I am a big chaos. Rand, calm down. Rand, relax. Rand, we're going to get you through this. No stress, okay? No stress. Tejwani Mumadi, what happens if we answer a question wrong in the interview about our finances? Will that give them a red flag? Because we might sometimes forget stuff, right? If you forget stuff, you forget stuff. You're a human being. Immigration's not going to block your visa because you forgot something. They will block your visa if they think that your relationship is not real. Okay? If your relationship isn't real, if you're doing a Hollywood, trying to get a visa, trying to get a green card, immigration is going to figure it out. But if you make a mistake, an honest mistake, immigration is not going to hurt you. They understand, okay, that you guys are human beings. We're all human, right? Everybody makes mistakes. Immigration makes more mistakes than we do. They're constantly making mistakes, you know? So just relax, guys. You're going to be okay. Don't worry about the visa interview. Let's see. Hi, Diego. Yaha Conte. Hey, Yaha. Tina, what was the reason for K1 visa denial in the interview stage? Thank you, Diego. The reason for a denial in the interview stage at the face-to-face is that the immigration officer doesn't believe the guy that there's a real relationship. Okay? If they don't believe there's a real relationship, if they think it's a fraud, that's where the errors come in. Or if your sponsor, let's suppose your sponsor filed the K1 visa, but he's got multiple felonies, okay? The NVC is going to do a background check on the sponsor, the FBI check. The NVC conduct the FBI check. They're going to find the multiple felonies for the sponsor. They're going to then send, okay, the K1 visa package to the embassy. They're going to tell the embassy officer that they found multiple felonies on this person, and then the consular officer in the country of origin at the embassy will make a decision on whether to approve the visa or not. So if you have felonies to do with domestic violence, felonies against children, and they catch it at the NVC can do one of two things. They can ship the visa back to USCIS, and then USCIS will deny the visa, or they'll ship the visa to the country of origin, and then the embassy officer will bring the beneficiary into a room and say, "Look, the NVC found these felonies on your sponsor. We can't approve the visa." And that's the main things: police records, and insufficient income is another. If you don't make enough money, if you are at 100%, 110% or below the minimum federal guidelines for income, you got to have a joint sponsor. Bring the joint sponsor's paperwork with you to the embassy interview. Okay? So then that way, when immigration look at your I-134 and they see that you're right on the borderline of 100%, okay, but you have a joint sponsor that's at 250% of the minimum income requirements, you're not going to get the denial or a 221G administrative referral where they want you to find a joint sponsor. Cover yourself. If you don't quite make the income requirements, if you're not quite there, get a joint sponsor, okay? Don't rely on assets and bank accounts. Get a joint sponsor. When you get to the United States and file for adjustment of status, then you can use your assets if you want to. Your house, the equity in your house, your bank account, and all that. Janiela James. Hey, Diego. What if the I-134, you have both checking accounts, but they can be intertwined with savings account? But on the asset part, I put checking account. Is that okay? Yeah. Immigration just want to know how much. What's the bottom line? Because you're going to add up all those numbers, right? On the I-134, you're going to add up all the numbers. And at the bottom, you're going to put the total. That's all immigration is going to look at, the total. You're good. Denise Jefferson. Hey, Diego. Is it true that the focus of questions for the interview is based upon the I-129? What good is it for the beneficiary to know my favorite food if the embassy does not know the answer? Okay, Denise. The questions that the immigration officer are going to ask your beneficiary are based off of about 100 questions. 100 pre-written questions that every embassy uses. And some of the questions that the immigration officer is going to ask are going to be based upon the DS-160 and the I-129F, okay? And then the immigration officer could throw out a curveball question like, what's your sponsor's favorite meal? What's the color of your sponsor's car? What's the address are you going to live at in the United States? What's the favorite beverage of your sponsor? Mountain Dew. You know, you basically want immigration want you to do is know everything about each other. The beneficiary and the sponsor should know everything about each other. Okay, so you can't get tripped up in a question. And if you don't know the answer to a question, that's no big deal. So I don't know the answer. Don't guess. Don't make up something. Just say, I don't know. You know, if they ask Karina a question, Karina, what is Diego's brother's middle name? She probably won't remember that. She'd say, I don't know. Ask me another question. You just relax. The interview is going to be pretty quick. The interview is just a formality, actually. Okay, it's just a formality. It's just one more thing they throw into the mix to get you scared, to make you nervous. But don't be scared and don't be nervous. It's no big deal. I've been through these visa interviews twice. Woof! It's no big deal. You'll be fine, Denise. Your beneficiary is going to be perfectly fine. I have confidence in you, Denise. Bona Jaldo. Hello, Diego. Appreciate your live videos. Very helpful. That's good. Do you know how long it takes U.S. Embassy in Ethiopia to process visas after NOA-2? Well, when you get your NOA-2, Bona, okay, rule of thumb would be 6 to 8 months from the NOA-2. Okay, 6 to 8 months. Somewhere in that window of time, you're going to have your visa interview, okay, for Ethiopia. Let's see. And we love our friends in Ethiopia. It's a beautiful country. Jin Ganesh. Hi, Diego. My fiance is the beneficiary. She doesn't have access to the email, and she had to change her number. No problem, Jin Ganesh. Jin Ganesh, so long as you as the sponsor have communications with USCIS and the National Visa Center and the embassy, you're good to go. If Karina was to lose her email address and lose her cell phone, it would be a sad day, but it wouldn't be the end of the world for the K-1 visa. It wouldn't, because immigration knows where I am. They know my cell number. They know my email. They know my address. So the beneficiary, okay, you got to try to de-stress the beneficiary, guys. The sponsor is in charge of this process. You are in charge, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor. It's your responsibility to get this K-1 visa. Your beneficiary needs to be laying on the beach right? Getting a suntan, maybe in Cebu or Bora Bora, waiting for the K1 and make sure he or she's got her vaccinations and her police certificates. Okay, the police certificates are very important. Karina lived in Venezuela. She's lived in Colombia for 5+ years. We got to get police certificates from Venezuela and Colombia and then translate them into English. Piece of cake. It's very easy. The countries that are hard to get police certificates from are like Singapore, Hong Kong. Hong Kong is just a nightmare trying to get a police certificate. So if you are a beneficiary from the Philippines, okay, I'm not picking on the Philippines. I'm just using the Philippines as an example. And you worked in Hong Kong for 6 months or more, start getting your police certificate. The best way to do it is to fly to Hong Kong, go face to face with the police department, and tell them and do the process in person for a police certificate from Hong Kong. Juan Cruz, thanks to all the knowledge I have learned from your videos, I decided to fire my lawyer where I send this letter, NVC or USCIS. My case is approved. Okay, what? So Juan Cruz, do you have your NOA2 letter? Is that what you're telling me? If you have your NOA2 letter, oh, you're asking me where do you find that? Where do you send the letter? Gotcha, Juan Cruz. You need to write a letter to USCIS, okay, to the service center, and tell them that you have terminated your attorney. He or she is no longer representing you in this immigration case, and that all immigration correspondence needs to come to you. Sign it and date it, and attach a copy. Don't staple, just put a copy of your NOA1 letter and your NOA2 letter if you have it. Attach them, okay, and mail it to USCIS. Okay, then wait for USCIS to respond, because you got to tell immigration, otherwise they're going to keep communicating with your attorney. And if you fired your attorney, then you're saving a bunch of money, number one, and now you are in charge of your K1 visa package. You are back in charge, and so you need to tell immigration in a letter, okay, and also identify the name of your attorney. My attorney at this office in this city at this zip code is no longer representing you. And in that way, immigration will no longer send him or her correspondence. It's going to come to you, your address. But okay, so your case is approved. Send it to USCIS and also send it to the NVC in New Hampshire. Okay? Cover both bases. Mr. Nahas, I already put Ankara when I applied. Good job. Daniela James, Diego, on the I-134 last sheet where you put extra information, do you have to sign that paper also? No. The only part of the I-134 that's signed is where it says sponsor. I don't have it. I need to print a copy off and have it here in front of me. Where the sponsor signs is where the sponsor signs. Nowhere else. The beneficiary does not sign the I-134. Okay, the beneficiary does not sign that form. Only the sponsor signs that form. And there is a specific block on the I-134, and that's where the sponsor signs and dates it in black ink. Black ink. Okay? And there's a specific place in that 13-page document. Okay? Nowhere else. Okay? Every place on that form that you don't use, you put NA, 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 NA. July 31st, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if immigration is going to change the form or not, but the edition expires. So I'm going to check on August 1st, USCIS.gov/forms, the I-134. I'm going to look at it and see if it changed. And then we'll go over it in our first live stream in August. I'll go over the form with you. I'll have it printed and we'll go over it. Okay? Chanesia, Washington. Hey, Diego. Chanesia. Hey, what's going on, Chanesia? Daggy. I heard we can do a blood test to see if we still have antibodies for those required vaccines. Can we do that? Absolutely, Daggy, you can do that. It's called a Titler test. And I made a video about how to do that. You just got to find the video. And let's see here. I got more questions. Let me see if I can get this thing flowing. Rain Zone, the NVC website said they booked the interview, but most people on YouTube here say we book it ourselves. Yes, Rain Zone, you scheduled the visa interview for a K1 visa. Alex Mo, got it. Mountain Dew. Here is my Mountain Dew right here. I'm going to drink this whole thing probably in the next 20 minutes. Hello, Diego. Is Abu Dhabi processing K1 visas? Abdul Wahab Kanu. Yes, Abu Dhabi is processing K1 visas. They're doing a good job too. Patty Connolly. Yes, he did. Thank you. I will let you know if we hear anything. Patty, okay. Chanesia, Washington. A DS-160 must be filled out in order for a consular section to process the case. Yeah. What a DS-160 is an application for the K1 visa. And then you fill out a DS-160 for any children. That's the application for the K2 visa. And then you have to upload a passport photo for the DS-160, for the K1, the DS-160 for the K2. You got to upload a passport photo. So you got to make sure your beneficiaries send you passport photos so you can upload them on your computer. So if you're going to help them fill out the DS-160, at least you have the passport photos to include in the upload. Furious Ram, is it possible to expedite the NVC welcome letter? No. You're going to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Okay? Denise Jefferson, Diego, does the beautiful Karina get communication from USCIS NVC? No, zero. Nothing. My beneficiary has zero confidence in his postal service. No. In Lagos? Yeah, no. Karina, okay, as the sponsor, Denise, you're the sponsor. Immigration is going to be contacting you. NOA 2, Packet 1, Packet 2, welcome letter. You're in charge of the visa process, Denise, right now. You're in charge of it, okay? Your beneficiary is going to immigration understand that the postal service in probably half the countries in the world are not the greatest, including Colombia. In fact, you know, I had to learn how to mail a letter from Colombia. That's how complicated it was. And then I had to find the zip codes, the postal codes, you know, and Bogota is in the district of Colombia, DC. They have their own district. And then Bogota is broken down into like 5 or 6 postal codes, but nobody ever uses them. Nobody mails anything in Colombia. They don't do it. They use a courier. You know, when Karina, she wanted to send a package to her brother, you know, she gets a courier and he puts it on a motorcycle in his jacket and drives it to his house. That's how things work in Colombia. Let's see what we got here. Tejas Weenie Mumadi, what happens if we answer a question about our fiance? Will that be a problem? No, but you're probably not going to get asked any questions at the visa interview. All the questions are going to be directed at the beneficiary. You know, I'm going to accompany Karina to the visa interview in Bogota. I'm just going to stand there like a potted plant. I'm like this. Anatoly Chikalo. NOA 1, July 22nd, 22. NOA 2 today. High five to Anatoly. Anyone is past NOA 2 for K1 in Mexico? How busy is embassy in Mexico? Okay, the embassy in Mexico is busy, kind of, but they're processing K1 visas. Okay, in Ciudad and in Mexico City. So Mexico's processing. They got the ball rolling there. So Anatoly, okay, relax. You're going to be all right. Rand, Mr. Nahas, I applied it to Erbil. Then Erbil said we don't process K1s. It's going to Baghdad. Then Baghdad said, we don't process it. Erbil doesn't process, Erbil in Iraq, they don't process K1 visas. Only Baghdad. And Baghdad right now is not doing it. So send it to Turkey. The bottom line is get the visa process, right? Abduli Jallo. Greetings to you, Mr. Diego. Really appreciate your advice watching from the UAE. We love our friends in the United Arab Emirates, a beautiful part of the world. UAE, I bet it's hot there. Dorian, say my name. Okay, Dorian, I just said your name. Do you have a question about K1 visas, or did you want me just to say Dorian? Mr. Nahas. Okay, so Ran is talking in, looks like Arabic. I don't speak Arabic. Mr. Nahas, sorry, Diego, for typing in Arabic. Just explain to Ran. No problem, Mr. Nahas. You can write in any language you want in this YouTube channel because this is your YouTube channel. It belongs to you. You can write, but if I don't understand it, I'm going to say I don't understand it. But you go right ahead. Don't apologize, Mr. Nahas. You go right ahead. Punet Kawo, you skipped me. Punet, what was your question? Hold on. Punet has a question. I don't see it. I don't see it. I went all the way back, Punet. Ask me again. It's not showing up. The question is not showing up, Punet. Jacob Myers, no joint sponsor allowed for anyone in the Philippines. That's true. If you are in the Philippines with a beneficiary, you got to meet the income requirements. There's no joint sponsor allowed. That's correct. So you got to make some money. Get a second job. Let's see here. Danny Smith, sponsor DUI affects K1 decisions. Okay, if the sponsor has had 3 DUIs, there's going to be issues with immigration with a K1 visa. If a sponsor has had 1 DUI, okay, it's not good, but it's not going to stop a K1 visa. It's not going to block a K1 visa. But 3 is a problem. Juan Cruz, I also heard you can just send an inquiry that you're no longer going to need a lawyer. Write a letter, Juan Cruz, write a letter, put your name on the letter and sign it and FedEx it to the service center. USCIS, and make sure you got a copy of your NOA 1 and NOA 2 letter. Immigration will find whoever's got your visa package and make the corrective action. Let's see. Juan Cruz. Oh, and the NOA 1 received it at your house, and the lawyer didn't even contact you. What if you had got an RFE and it went to your attorney, and your attorney and secretary put it in a pigeonhole and forgot about it? That's a big problem, right? You could have had a denial on your visa. You know, anyway. Let's see. Ran is Ran is all in Arabic. No problem, Ran. You're good. Keep chatting in Arabic. Monica Enoch. Hello, everybody. Monica, I have a question. Does anyone know how long it takes for the consulate in Casablanca to process K1 visa cases to schedule an interview? It's 2 to 4 months in Casablanca. Sasha Lee, hello, Diego. July 8th, 2022. Still not approved yet. This month, Sasha, July or the first week of August, somewhere in there. You're good. You're close. You're this close. You're muy cerca. Sasha Lee, hello, Diego. July 8th, 2022. Still not approved. This month, Sasha. Pete B. My motto is prepare for the worst, hope for the best, pray for your interview is easy, but prepare for anything. Perfect. Pete B, I couldn't have said it better. That's perfect. Tress and W. Hey, Diego, do we need to submit any documents now? No, you don't submit documents to anybody. You don't. What you do once you get your NOA 2 letter is you wait for the welcome letter from the MVC. Then they're going to send you a packet 1, and then you're going to get a letter from the embassy with directions on what to do. Okay? And they're going to give you a list. You need this, 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 and this. What I would be doing is making sure your beneficiaries' vaccinations are all up to date. Make sure they're all up to date. Okay? Vaccinations is important. Then wait for the welcome letter from MVC and see what the checklist says. Sasha, hang in there. You're going to get your NOA 2 very soon. Tina, is the embassy going to be looking at 200% poverty line, Diego, or 125%? 125% will be good enough at the embassy. You want to be at 200 plus for the adjustment of status, okay, for green card. I'm seeing a lot of people getting RFEs. They're at 125% income, okay? They make it through the embassy interview, then they're in the United States and they file the adjustment of status for the green card, and they're at 125%. They're right on the line. And they're getting RFEs for joint sponsors. Here's my recommendation, okay? If you're at 200% plus, you're good. If you're right on the line at 125%, get a joint sponsor. Get a joint sponsor, okay? Ask somebody to help you. To say, hey, I need for you to cover 500. I'm short 500. I'm short $1,000 a year. Can you cover me? Put it to them that way, okay? That's my opinion. Otherwise, you're going to get an RFE. Or if you're at 125%, when you fill out the adjustment of status paperwork, when you fill out those forms, even though it says you're meet the income requirements, include your assets and bank account on the adjustment of status. Include it. Say, hey, I got a townhouse. I got $80,000 worth of equity in my townhouse. Include it. Or get a joint sponsor. Because immigration are getting pretty tight. They're tightening the screws on income. Pete B, just to make sure you cannot get a police certificate from Saudi Arabia unless you're in the country. That's exactly right. If you worked in Saudi Arabia, you cannot get a police certificate from Saudi Arabia unless you're in the country and you work in there. That's correct. You just got to get a waiver from immigration. Well, not so much a waiver, just tell them I can't get it. Rayzone, are COVID-19 vaccines needed for the process during the medical exam? Yes. Speak Thai Easy. Hi, I just got an MVC case number yesterday and case ready this morning. Well, that's pretty quick. What a turnaround. Sorcha Anderson. Hey, Diego, do you have a video on how to properly fill out the I-134 form? Yes, I do. Sorcha. Go through all the videos and you will find the one I made on the I-134. I made a video step by step on how to fill it out. Just got to look for the videos. Speak Thai Easy. Thank you for your video. No problem. Daggy, can you pay the visa fee here in the U.S. using a credit card? You pay it, Daggy, through the SEAC system. Okay, and some embassies require you pay that the beneficiary pay for the visa at a bank, like I believe in Brazil. I believe it's Brazil. Don't quote me on that, but there's some countries where you have to pay in country, either at the embassy or at the bank in their country. So it depends, Daggy. When you wait for your ready status, can we pay the visa fee here in the U.S.? You can pay it in the U.S. if the SEAC account will let you. On your credit card, yes. I saw a cash payment only option only. Well, if it says cash only, then you're going to put your bank account information in there with the routing number. You put your bank account, your checking account number, and your routing number so that they can take the money out of your bank. Whoo, it's hot, guys. I'm on this Mountain Dew. Thank you, PB and everybody. Janiela James. Diego, I didn't get to upload mine, so they said to bring 2 photos to the interview. Okay, perfect. Janiela, that's perfect. Yeah, because Janiela James, they need those photos to put in the K1 visa. That's the photos they're going to put in the K1 visa. Asad Ramey. Hey, Diego. Hey, Asad. Good to see you. The mosquito guy's in the house. Hello again from Tampa. It's hot in Tampa. It's hot here. I know it's got to be hot in Tampa. We mailed our K1 packet yesterday. Now we wait. Hopefully my Filipino will be in Florida next summer. Yeah, absolutely. Good job, Mosquito Guy, on filing your K1 visa. Great job. Now we're going to watch. Now give it a week for your NOA1 letter, okay? Just give it a few days, and you'll get your NOA1 letter. By the time next week gets around here, you'll have your NOA1 letter. Don't lose that letter. Let me see. Chanesia, Washington. Hey, Diego. How long it take for embassy in Monrovia, Liberia? Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. You received your NOA1 March 4th, NOA2 April 10th, but still have not received the welcome letter. Okay, April, May, June, July. Any day now, Chanesia, you're going to get your welcome letter, and then you're going to get the embassy's going to be contacting you with a ready status, okay? Then you'll have a better understanding on how long it's going to take. When you get the ready status from your embassy in Liberia, Monrovia, then you can email them and ask them that question, okay? And Ran, I can't speak Arabic, my friend, so I'm going to skip by all your questions or whatever it is you're saying. Punet Kur, is the Mumbai embassy taking 2 to 4 months? Yes, that's true, Punet. Danny Smith, I just checked my case status. Approved. Hey, high five, Danny Smith. Good job, man. Tejaswini Mumadi, how will the embassy know if the relationship is not real or genuine? They just read it. They've been doing this for years. I want to know because my relationship is 100% genuine. You're good then. Tejaswini Mumadi, you are going to pass that interview. Everything's good. Immigration are smart cookies. They can do body language reads. They can tell if something's not right, okay? You're good. Danny Smith, approved USCIS 2 days ago. What next? Now you wait for the MVC welcome letter. 90 days. Speak Taizi. Can we do the DS-160 and pay without welcome letter? No, don't do that. Wait for the ready status. Speak Taizi. Wait for ready status, okay? Don't be in a hurry. Calm it. Whoa, slow down. JDEP, bilingual birth certificate and police certificate works as it's in Hindi and English, both with all the details. You're good to go. As long as immigration can read it, you're good. Sheena Anderson, hi Diego and Karina, happy Wednesday, my friends. Hello, Sheena in Maryland and Christian in Dubai, right? He's in Dubai. Denise Jefferson, would you say that approval rates are higher than RFEs? In your opinion, what are the top 3 RFEs prior to receipt of NOA2? The top 3 RFEs are the top 3 right here. Forgot to include letter of intent to get married. They forgot to include it. Okay. That's number 1. They want evidence. You didn't submit enough photos. You forgot to include photos. You included photos, but you didn't put the names of the people in the photos, the date the photos were taken, or the location. Okay, if you didn't include photos, if you didn't include letter of his intent to get married, those are the top 2. And the third RFE, I don't know a third one. Those are the 2 main ones. Okay, if you don't include letters of intent to get married, and if you don't include photos, that's about it. Those are the 2 main ones right there. Okay. Unless you totally, mess up the I-129F, totally destroy the paperwork, then you have to redo it all. But the 2 main reasons for an RFE is no letters of intent to get married, which means they're going to ask you for wedding plans also. And you didn't include photos, or if you did include photos, you didn't identify who's in the picture and when the pictures were taken and where. Okay, Denise, you got it. Those are the main things. Mr. Nahas, waiting. Mr. Nahas, your Arabic is perfect. I wish my Spanish was as good as your Arabic. Okay, but you're fantastic. I don't know how you learned that language. How did you learn that? I mean, seriously, you got to have a PhD to learn Arabic, right? At least it's difficult. You know, I'm impressed. I'm impressed, honestly. AK-47. When soon to be wife filled out and completed DS-160, stated that it was valid for 1 year. Once you've paid for your visa is good for 1 year. Once you've paid the visa fee. Okay. Now, what embassy are we talking about here? Every embassy's got their own little way of doing things. Freshgator 24, hi Diego, my approval notice expires next month. No, it doesn't. Your approval notice does not expire. You have an NOA2 letter and it says that you have 4 months, right, to do this K1 visa. Denise Jefferson, look, what are you, Denise? I can't get this thing to move up and down. Hold on a second. You gave me a super chat and I didn't catch it? Holy macaroni. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate you very much. And I'm trying to get this thing to work here. Thank you, Denise. High five. Let me see here. J Deep, Freshgator. Hi, Diego. My approval notice does not expire. Don't look at that. Don't look at the expiration date on your NOA2. It's irrelevant. You are in the middle of a K1 visa process. The consular officer is going to keep extending your NOA2 letter until you get through it. Okay. Freshgator. JD, at which stage of the process does the I-134? Okay, the I-134 is your declaration of financial support, JD. You fill it out and sign it in black ink and date it, okay? And you give it to your beneficiary a couple of weeks before the visa interview. The beneficiary will take the I-134 in his or her hand, the original signed, and give it to the immigration officer with the W-2s, the 1099s, and the tax returns. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out what happened here with my computer because I'm not being able to page up and down on the questions, which isn't good. Let's see. So what else we got here? Chopper Harley, NVC is so slow. You're right, Chopper Harley. NOA2 was 103 days ago. No welcome letter. Chopper Harley, you got to start sending inquiries. Boom, send inquiries, send inquiries, send inquiries, send inquiries. After 90 days, get on them. They'll get so sick and tired of your inquiries, they're going to give you a case number. Your beneficiary is in Cambodia, and Cambodia is processing K1 visas. The average turnaround time is for Cambodia is 20 months from NOA1 to visa in the passport. I'll make a video about it on Friday. Teja Sweeney Mumadi, process is really lengthy. You are correct. It's a slow process. It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Okay, I got it moving again. My screen is working. Denise Jefferson, thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate it. Karina and I appreciate you. Chris from Ohio, NOA1 letter received on August 4th, 2022. I got tired of waiting, so I am spending time with my fiance in the Philippines. Good job. Can I go online and check if K1 approved? Sure. Knock yourself out, Chris from Ohio. I gotta knock out a piece of this Mountain Dew. Oof. I'm too cheap to get my AC fixed because I'm heading to Colombia soon, but I really should, I guess. Rand, thank you, Diego. May be confused. So sorry. Just chat with Mr. Nahas to know some information. Okay, so you got it, right? You were chatting back and forth in Arabic, and it was more. It unconfused you. You understand the process now, right? Mr. Nahas, I'm Iraqi. Okay, Mr. Nahas, you're from Iraq. Your first language is Arabic, and your second language is English. Mr. Nahas, your Arabic is fantastic, and your English is fantastic. And we're glad you're here because you can translate, you can help people with your language skills. I can't speak Arabic. I could never learn that language. It's too difficult. But you can do it. You can help out other people. Speak Thai easy. The status I check is ready. My MVC case created July 20th and case ready. Okay, so what's next? But I don't get welcome letter. You need the welcome letter. Send an inquiry to the MVC and ask them for the welcome letter. Or email the embassy and ask them for the welcome letter. Your communications now are going to be between either the MVC or the embassy. Okay? Be proactive. Let's see. Angie. Hi, Diego. It's Anita from Chicago. Hey, Anita in Chicago. Your fiance is in Egypt. Beautiful Egypt. And we thank you so much for all the information you provide us. God bless you and your fiance. Thank you, Anne. God bless you guys too. And I've been to Egypt 4 times. Okay, Egypt's beautiful. I've been to Giza. I've been to Alexandria. I rode on a bus from Giza to Alexandria. I walked along the seafront in Alexandria, Egypt, and I ate some of the street food, the maize, the corn on the cob that the ladies cook on the street. Fantastic. I loved it. But it was hot. It was hot. I remember it was like 10 o'clock at night in Alexandria, Egypt. It was in June or July of 1991. And it was so hot. Oof. Let's see. Fresh Skater 24. Gotcha. All right, Fresh Skater. Let's see. Sarah William. I got provided May 10th, but I didn't get a welcome letter. You got to wait it out. You should be in August. You should get it by August, Sarah. Next month. Unati Goswami. Any updates for May 17th, 2022? Well, you should received your NOA2 by now, but they're wrapping up the May 2022 filers. They're wrapping it up, okay? They're almost done with April and May. They just finished. There's like a few left for January and February and March that they just finished doing too. Imagine if you had a February 2022 NOA1 letter. Oof, they're just getting approved now. Insane, right? Let's see here. Nash Osei Yeboah. Hi, Diego. Got my case number July 12th through inquiry. There you go. Send an inquiry. It's still at the MVC, so you know what's going on. My fiance and I are getting worried. Ghana Embassy. Why are you worried? Don't worry. It's at the MVC, and they're waiting for the embassy in Ghana to get freed up so they can process your case. And Denise, when you sent the super chat, I didn't say what you said. You said, thanks for all that you and Karina do for us. Denise Jefferson, it's a pleasure to help you guys get through this process, okay? I'm glad to help you. I know what it's like, to be separated from people that you love. It's not good. It's not easy to do, When I went through my first K1 visa process, it was all done in 9 months, back in 2016. Now, here we are in 2023, in the 21st century, with all this technology, and it's taken 20 months, 18 months to do a simple process. It's crazy, right? It's crazy, but we're going to get through it. We're going to do it. Denise, you're going to be fine, okay? Everything's going to work out. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. Fresh Skater 24. Can we get this man a Mountain Dew sponsor? Pete B is my Mountain Dew sponsor. He gets the credit for that. And I need another swig. I'm almost out right here. Look at that. I got a little bit. But I drink Diet Mountain Dew. I can't have a bunch of sugar in my body. So I do the diet. Teja Sweeney Mumadi, how can you get ready status even though you did not get your welcome letter? You got to send an inquiry to the MVC and ask them. Include in the inquiry your case number if you have it, and say, where's my welcome letter? Where is it at? Teja Sweeney Mumadi, Sarah William. Okay, well, I'm missing people here. Rand, yes, Diego, I understand the process. You're good, Rand. Sarah William, thank you. You help us a lot. No problem, Sarah. Teja Sweeney Mumadi, I am scared. Don't be scared. I really want my fiance to come to the USA. She will come to the USA. Teja Sweeney, your fiance is going to be on a plane flying to the United States. You just got to go through this process. Go through the process. We want to go together. I'm worried about the long waiting time. Okay. Number one, you can't control time. Okay. Time is controlled by what? The planet rotating, the sun rotating, the galaxy rotating, the universe rotating. Time is time. Okay. Einstein knows is the guy you need to talk to about time. We just got to go through it, right? E equals mc squared. We just have to experience the way. But when you get your beneficiary on a plane and she's flying to America and she lands in an airport in the USA, what a feeling, right? How good is that going to be? It's going to be a good feeling. And all this stress and all this worry is going to be gone. It's going to be past. You won't even remember it because you're going to be focusing on getting married and getting your family started. And I want to be focusing on getting some more Mountain Dew. Come on, guys. Stay positive. It's a long waiting time. Yeah, it is. It is. It's not fun, but you're going to do it. You're going to get through it. You're going to make it. You're going to get your visa. Jason Mabry, Hey Diego, concerning my previous felony arrest that was dismissed, should I provide a police report showing it was my only issue and no further run-ins with the law? Yes. For the interview, yes. Jason, include it. Transparency is the key to success. If you don't provide it, immigration thinks you're trying to hide it, but you're not trying to hide it. So you gotta go to the courthouse, get the paperwork, get it certified and signed, and give it to your beneficiary. We're all human beings, right? Nobody's perfect. Things happen, mistakes happen, and as long as you're transparent and don't hide anything, immigration will give you a pass and say you're good. So you're good, Jason. Nash Osei Yeboah. Do I have to send another inquiry for my welcome letter? Send them every day. Keep sending them until they get sick and tired of hearing from you, Nash. And then they're going to tell you what's going on. The squeaky wheel, right? JD, SEAC account created by the petitioner. Yes. And DS-160, not created by the beneficiary, completed by the beneficiary. But the sponsor can help the beneficiary with the DS-160 if they cannot speak English. Okay? Karina cannot speak English. So I'm going to help her with the DS-160. I'll do it from Colombia. I'll be at the kitchen table in Bogota doing the DS-160. I'll ask her the question in Spanish. Then she can fill out the answer. Nikita Ajani, hi Diego. How long is Mumbai taking to send the welcome letter? About 6 weeks. Mumbai's been pretty good. I haven't seen any problems with India. Okay, India's been pretty good. Now, I had to go and contact the embassy in Bogota today to find out why they stopped processing visas, according to the MVC. And then the MVC is sending out these letters saying the embassy in Bogota is no longer processing K1 visas. But the MVC fails to realize that I live 20 minutes from the embassy. So Karina can jump on a bus and go down there and get face-to-face with an immigration officer and ask questions. And the embassy is processing K1 visas. And the embassy told me in an email today that the MVC is sending out bogus letters. So South Africa was the same way. The MVC sent out letters saying that the embassy in South Africa wasn't processing K1 visas. So I called the embassy in South Africa, and they told me they are processing K1 visas. And then they contacted the MVC and told them to stop sending the letter. And then I think yesterday, a young lady got her K1 visa in South Africa. I mean, the MVC, who knows? Mr. Nahas, Nikita Ajani, thank you. No problem. Mr. Nahas, guess what, Diego? I'm not only get educated in K1 visa, but I'm learning more English words. Well, good. Mr. Nahas, I'm glad you are learning English from this channel, but I can promise you, Mr. Nahas, that I cannot learn Arabic from anybody. I can't do it. It's difficult. I don't know how you learn those words. It's all squiggly lines. How did you do that? Sarah Williams, what about Ethiopia? Ethiopia are processing K1 visas. They're good. The country is good. Now, if you live in the Sudan, if you are watching us from the Sudan, although it's probably highly unlikely because I don't even think you have electricity in the Sudan right now, but your visas are being processed at the embassy in Cairo, in Egypt, beautiful Egypt. The U.S. Embassy in Egypt stepped up to the plate and said, hey, we're going to help the good people of Sudan get their K1 visas. So if you live in Sudan, get to Egypt so that they can process your K1 visas. Okay? If you live in Russia, okay, we love our friends in Russia, but our embassy is closed. You got to go to Poland. Okay? Our friends in Venezuela, you got to go to Colombia or Argentina or Brazil or Peru, somewhere like that. Nash, when do I fill out the DS-160? You fill it out when the embassy sends you the ready status and they let you fill it out. Remember, you got to be able to pay the visa fee. You got to be able to in order to fill out the DS-160 so you don't time out on the DS-160. Brian and Jacqueline, the embassy in Colombia told my fiance Jacqueline and told me today that the MVC is wrong. Aha! Brian and Jacqueline, you're backing me up here. I spoke with my congressman about it and received an email today from her, and it said the same thing. Good job, Brian and Jacqueline, for calling your congressional representative. I was on the phone to the embassy in Bogota today. So was Karina, and so was another person who's a friend of mine. And the embassy's like, we're processing visas, okay? So if you are a beneficiary in Colombia watching us on this live show, you will get your K1 visa processed, okay? And the embassy has promised me that they're going to contact the MVC in August and tell them to start shipping visas. Daggy, on the last part of the DS-160 form, it asks if someone help with the DS-160. Don't we supposed to put our names as a helper? It's up to you. You make the decision. How much help did you provide? It's up. You make the call. JD, Ajani, you got your case number. Mr. Nahas, me and my fiance will teach you Arabic. And Karina, whoo, you got a project there. Okay. Now, I was a physics guy. Okay. My favorite subject in high school and college was physics. But I can't understand Arabic. Okay, I can throw physics equations out there. S equals ut plus a half at squared, v squared equals u squared plus 2as, but I could not tell you how to speak Arabic. How did you learn that language? It's so difficult. Danny Smith, 4 DUIs, okay. 2006 through 14, none in 10 years. Rehab completed, no drinking period. You need to, you need to provide proof that you completed rehab, Danny. It's such a long time has passed that I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Here's what I would do. This is when I would say, have an immigration attorney look over your case, look over your felonies, okay, your DUIs, excuse me. Pay an immigration attorney $100 for a couple of hours, 20 minutes work, however they charge, and have them look at your DUIs. An immigration attorney, okay? Contact an immigration attorney, pay him $100 and say, look at my DUIs. Is this a problem? Okay, Danny? If you went through rehab, completed it successfully, and you can complete, and you got documentation that proves all that, then immigration will look at that, okay? But I can't answer the question. It's going to be up to immigration to make that decision, okay? It's going to be tough, man, with 4 DUIs. I'm just trying to be honest with you. It's going to be tough. But if you can prove rehab, if you can prove that you haven't had a problem in 10 years, Time is king, right? Like cash is king, time is king too. Have an immigration attorney pay for an hour's worth of consulting and have them look over your DUIs and see what they say. They will be able to answer that question. Remember, I'm not an immigration attorney, okay? I can just say that, in my opinion, it could be a problem. Okay, it could be. But if you can prove rehab and you can prove that you've got, for 10 years you haven't had a problem, then they will take that into strong consideration. Denise Jefferson, Diego, am I understanding that my beneficiary can enter the U.S. without any vaccines, with the exception of COVID-19? Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing. You got to include vaccinations for your adjustment of status. My first beneficiary in 2016 came to the United States without any vaccines. The doctor said, get your vaccines in the United States. So she did. It cost me $600 for her vaccinations. $600 in 2016. So that's about $1,000 in 2023 money, right? That ain't going to happen again. Karina today got her vaccinations. Again, every week she goes and gets a set of vaccinations. I don't know what vaccinations she got today. I'm sure I'm going to find out about it tonight when we chat on the phone. I bet her arm is sore. You can come to the USA without vaccinations except COVID, okay? But it's going to cost you a fortune when you get here. Do it in your beneficiary's country if you can. Linda Gibbs, hi Diego, could you tell me if there's a time limit after you receive your ready letter to schedule your appointment? The time limit will not expire so long as you keep trying to schedule an appointment. Because sometimes embassies take longer than others to get freed up for an appointment. So you got to just they won't expire so long as you pay the visa fee. If you pay the visa fee, that locks you in for a year. JD, what documents need to be attested for a K-1 visa interview? Well, as long as you bring original documents, none of them. You're going to have original letter of intent to get married. You're going to have original birth certificate. You're going to have original police certificate. You're going to have, everything's going to be original. So you don't have to attest to any documents, zero. Brian and Jacqueline, my congresswoman wrote to me today and confirmed everything you and the embassy told us, that the MVC will resume sending them in August. I really appreciate the idea to contact my representative. Yeah, Brian and Jacqueline, we pay a lot of money in taxes, okay? And our taxes go to our representatives, and our representatives are there to represent us. They're our representatives. And if you have a problem with a federal entity, okay, our representatives are there to be our voice. That's why we have an election, right? We're a constitutional republic. The United States is a constitutional republic, and we have representatives that represent us in our districts. That's why we pay these people, okay? And that's why we elect them. And every Senate office and every congressional office has an office set aside for immigration issues. I'm trying, Brian and Jacqueline, I tried to keep you in the loop on at the Bogota embassy. I tried to keep you in the loop. I was on the phone today with him. Daggy, please, I need your opinion on DS-160. I'm putting my name as a helper on it. No, don't put your name as a helper. Brian and Jacqueline, believe me, Diego is way better than any attorney. And he's the only one my fiance and I listen to for reliable information. We need to keep him stocked up on Mountain Dew. I'm getting low on Mountain Dew, guys. Oof. But I want to finish this way. It's good stuff. I got hooked on Mountain Dew in the Navy, but I didn't drink the diet Mountain Dew in the Navy. When I was in the Navy, I drank the real sugar-filled Rush to keep me energetic, because you weren't allowed to sleep much on those Navy ships. We were working 7 days a week. Tress and W. Do you know the wait time at Jamaican Embassy? Embassy taking so long, 51 days, waiting forever, case number, blah. Yeah, Tress and, you got to get through this 90-day MVC welcome
You got to get through the 90 days first from NOA2 to the NVC. Once you get through that part, then we'll look at the Jamaican embassy because things change. You know, in a week from now, the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, are going to be back to processing K1 visas in 6 days. So things change. They're pretty fluid. Linda gives, how long do I have to pay the visa fee? Is there a time limit? Pay it as soon as you get ready status. Excuse me. As soon as you get ready status, pay the visa fee. That's the time limit. As soon as you get ready status, get on it. Michael Amati, Diego, we got approved a couple of days before your K1 visa did. Okay. How long is it going to take before they send our paperwork to UAE? Probably they will send it by the beginning of October, end of September. Daggy, thank you, Diego. You're welcome. Denise Jefferson, Diego, thanks to you, we are all 1 hour closer to seeing our fiancés. Feel free to talk as much as you want. Yeah, this YouTube channel was for you guys. You know, you can connect with each other. You can ask me questions, and 99.9% of the time, I know the answer already. Okay, so you don't have to wait 2 weeks for USCIS to respond to an inquiry. I'll tell you the answer right now. And we do it 3 times a week, right? Wednesdays, Mondays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. 3 days a week for an hour, hour and a half. I talk with you guys, and I help you get through this process. And police certificates, letters of intent to get married, photos, how to put a K1 visa package together. In a K1 visa pack, in the I-129F, it's 13 pages long, okay? And I've seen people make the big mistake when they get to they get their I-129F and they look through it, and the last 3 pages of the I-129F says, do you need a translator? No, I don't need a translator. They throw the page away. Who was your translator? Didn't have one. Throw the page away. If you do that, if you don't include every page of the I-129F, your visa package will be sent back to you rejected as an incomplete document. Even though you didn't use a translator to fill out the I-129F, you put NA, 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 NA. You don't discard the paperwork, okay? I've seen it. I've seen people's visas go all the way through to the service center and sit for a year and then get denied because they messed up the paperwork. Mario G, how did you go to Colombia, Bogota, first trip, if you new to Colombia? I got on a plane and I flew to Bogota. Mario G, are you telling me that you want to go to Colombia, you've never been before, to meet somebody, or you have met somebody? I just got my friend who's a doctor, has a Colombian wife from Medellin. And we had dinner together at a Greek restaurant. And he told me, if you want, if you'd like to get a Colombian girlfriend, you jump on a plane, you fly to Bogota, you get a hotel for a couple of weeks, and you get a driver. You don't want a taxi, you want to rent a driver. You find you find a driver. So I flew to Bogota, got a hotel, and I found a driver. I spoke to the hotel clerk at the hotel, and I said, hey, I need a driver to drive me around Bogota. I'll pay him $100 a day. Boom, that's a lot of money to a Colombian. I got a driver within 30 minutes. So I had a driver, I had a hotel, and I said, hey, let's go and explore Colombia or Bogota. And we did. So I had a driver, I had a hotel. It's easy. It's basically go on vacation and meet people, okay? Or you could go into Colombian Cupid, meet somebody that way. However you want to do it. Let's see. So how did I go to Colombia? I bought a plane ticket. I flew to Bogota. I couldn't speak Spanish. I had no idea where I was going, what I was doing. I had no clue. So you gotta have some courage. You gotta have some guts to do that, right? Well, remember, I was in the military for 20 years. I've lived in Malta. I've lived in England. I've lived in Sicily. I've lived in Sardinia. Okay, I've lived all around the world. Going to a different country was no big deal to me. But if you've never experienced that before, then it is a big deal. It may be scary. Okay?
But you got to step out of your comfort zone, right? Sometimes to find what you want. And I stepped out of my comfort zone and found beautiful Karina. Beautiful Karina from Venezuela. Okay. My queen, or she's just I don't know, there's no words to just describe just how good of a person she is. Let's see. Jason Maybury. If there is a problem being approved for K1, would they have said something at the lockbox level in Dallas? No, they won't. They'll catch it at the service center. Okay, the service center will review it. The lockbox in Dallas, all the lockbox in Dallas do is this. They make sure you sign the I-129F. They make sure you filled out the check properly to USCIS, Department of Homeland Security. They scan through the documents to make sure that you didn't miss anything. Then they send it to the service center, and those are the folks that basically will do the in-depth research. Okay, so if you're concerned, so what will happen with your case, Jason, is did you include did you include letters explaining your situation, explaining everything? Christian Lopez. Hi, Diego. Love your channel. Well, thank you, Christian. Mario G, thank you for the tips. Mario G, jump on a plane, fly to Bogota. Get a hotel near the airport. Don't be 20 miles away from the airport. You want to be close to the airport on your first trip. Get a hotel within 10 minutes from the airport, so you're not far away from your plane ride out of there. Okay, and then go and explore. Go and explore, just like if you're in Chicago or New York City or in LA. Christian Lopez, Diego, we received our NOA2 in June 2023, waiting for the welcome letter. My fiance is 8 weeks pregnant. Congratulations. I am the father. Well, let's hope so. Good job, Christian. Is it possible to get approved during the interview prior to the baby? You'll get approved when immigration approves it. Okay? Immigration, let me put it this way. Immigration don't care if your fiance is pregnant or not. It's got no bearing on the immigration case. It doesn't speed it up. It doesn't change anything. Okay? That is a personal decision between the sponsor and the beneficiary. Immigration, people send in expedites. Oh, my fiance is pregnant. Can I get an expedite? Immigration laugh at you. No. You're not going to get an expedite. Nothing's going to change. Your visa will be approved, Christian, in immigration's good time. Okay? Whether the baby is born overseas, if your beautiful baby is born overseas, make sure that you register the birth with the embassy so that your child can get U.S. citizenship and a passport. Okay? The good thing is, if your baby's born overseas, the baby becomes a U.S. citizen. You don't have to get a K2 visa. There's no nightmare visa process. You just got to produce the birth certificate. Your name's on the birth certificate. Register the birth. Boom. Get the baby a passport, and you're good to go. History Blitz. Diego, do you feel the K1 visa process is fair to citizens, given the illegal immigration crisis in the USA? No, it's not fair. You're right. I don't agree. It's not fair. We're doing it the right way. We're paying the visa fees. We're doing the police checks. We're going through the medical exams. We are doing everything by the book. But our southern border is wide open, and the U.S. government will not secure the border. Is it fair? No. But you got to remember, elections have consequences. If you elect an idiot into office, you're going to get idiotic decisions. This isn't a political channel. This is just what I see. Okay? A country without a border isn't a country. And right now we don't have a border. But guess what? We have another election next year. See what happens then. Right? We can just wait and see what happens at the next election. History Blitz. Did that answer your question? Randall Week. When I went to the Philippines the first time in 2022, I'd never even been in an airport before, and you're 58 years old. You've never been in an airport. Well, you stepped out of your comfort zone, Mr. Randall Wheat, didn't you? You stepped out of your comfort zone, not only did you get, I can't stand flying, okay? I can't stand it. I cannot stand going through immigration checkpoints. I can't stand it, right? I can't stand it. But you do what you got to do because you want to go visit a different country. I wanted to go to Colombia. And then I said, on my next trip, I went through Panama. I've never been to Panama, so I flew through Panama. Step out of your comfort zone. Brian and Jacqueline, I agree with you, Diego, about it not being fair. No, our immigration system is broken. It's broken. Third world countries have better immigration processing than we do. And that's saying something. But we're in the process we're in, and we get through it, right? Bottom line, get the K-1 visa, get your beneficiary to America, get married, and start your lives together. That's the goal, right? We can't control the politics of this, right? We got no control. Not until next November, anyway. Okay, guys, I have been talking for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And Brian and Jacqueline, Denise, Pete B, thank you for the super chats. Okay, Karina and I appreciate you. You always support the channel. It's really appreciative to support the channel in that way. And I drank my Mountain Dew, Pete B. I thank you. And Denise, Karina and I will eat dinner at our salsa restaurant in Bogota. And Brian and Jacqueline, we're glad that I was able to get you all the information that you needed about the embassy in Bogota today. And Brian and Jacqueline gets the last word. Haha, my first time flying was when I went to see my queen in Colombia. There you go, buddy. I never traveled because I was scared about flying. But stepping out of your comfort zone is worth it. So we give Brian and Jacqueline a high five for stepping out of their comfort zone. To everybody on the channel, everybody here, you have stepped out of your comfort zone. And I will see you all on, what's today? Wednesday? So Saturday, right? See you guys Saturday at 7 p.m. See you then. And you have a fantastic rest of the week, guys.